My name is April Lujan, and today I'd like to talk about a family named Flor. My grandmother, Elvira H. Ortiz, was born in 1928 in a small town in central Mexico. At the age of 5, her father was viciously murdered, and she was forced to move to northern Mexico with her uncle. At 15 years old, she was abducted by a crazy outlaw bandito, whom I now call Grandpa. If this sounds like a crazy novela, it should. Things like that just don't happen to people in our era, and most certainly don't happen to people in the United States. Despite famine, numerous deaths, extreme hardship, she overcame all the odds and raised a beautiful family. Through sacrifice, hard work, and service to others, her faithfulness ran through. By the time my grandmother celebrated her 16th birthday, she had already been married and lost her son to death and starvation. For most people, this would have been far too much to endure. But for my grandmother, this was just another day in her life. Faith in God, faith in humanity, and through the faith of her family, she found the strength to carry on and endure. At the age of 20, she moved to the United States with my grandfather and 3 children. The objective, start anew. Find work that could not only provide for her family here in the States, but to send money back home to our family in Mexico. Even though she couldn't speak the language and had no formal education, they were able to establish a small business and meet those goals of providing. At 25, she suffered yet more loss, the death of 2 twins at birth. Yet her faithfulness ran through. She never quit. She never gave up on her power of faith, faith in the human spirit, faith in herself. But this speech isn't meant to promote depression or to stress you out. The speech is intended to overcome adversity, no matter what the odds are stacked up against you. By the time my grandmother was 40, she had 8 surviving children and a thriving business. Not only did she help my grandfather build a home for themselves, but they were able to build homes for almost all their children. By the time my grandmother was 50, she had lost my grandpa to lung cancer, and she was forced to endure on her own. Undaunted by death and suffering, she never complained. In fact, I never even saw her cry. Even when she suffered more loss with the death of my tia Lupe and my tia Arturo. I often sit in awe and wonder how a small woman could endure so much loss, so much pain, and so much suffering. The loss of 5 children through famine and sometimes having to go without heat. She always served others with a gracious attitude. As I ponder her life, I'm reminded of a statement she once said. All things come through faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your family, faith in humanity, and above all, faith in God. It's because of my grandmother's faith that I sit here before you with the opportunities that being an American citizen provides. Through sacrifice, hard work, and love, her faithfulness ran through. Her faithfulness is what inspires me today. So when we're complaining about the everyday tasks of life or finals, we can remember a woman like Elvira H. Ortiz and how she never gave up and she never lost